Hey guys, how's everything going? Rodrigo coming back to you here. Now today I'm filming this video from sunny Fort Lauderdale. It is super hot outside, as you can imagine. It is 88, but it's like I've been one of the lower days. Normally it's been like 94, 93. It's been crazy. Gosh, I mean, you guys can imagine it. So I really wanted to take a second and make a quick video, mainly because I've been running into a lot of peers, a lot of colleagues, since I've been a bit more active within the community. And really a question that comes up to me within the space is, after having 10 years in the industry, 10 years in real estate in general, what would I recommend a good way for a younger agent or somebody that maybe wants to get started and migrate into the space? What would be something that would be a good recommendation, right? And that's something that I've been getting quite a lot. So I figured I'd make a quick video and just kind of summarize, I guess, my best tips, and you guys could just make, the best use of that information. And I can't really tell you what other agents are doing, but I can tell you a little bit about how my day goes and kind of what I do, and hopefully that that helps kind of guide you within your own journey. And after 10 years within the space, I am a licensed Florida real estate broker associate, and I'm also a licensed property manager as well. Those two are really my bread and butter. I mainly focus on property management now, but of course I still do transact quite often. And the reason, or how my business is really structured for, really to talk about that, I guess I have a couple of key points. One of them is, after working within the space, I didn't want to always hunt new clients. I didn't want to always go find new clients that are gonna be like first-time homeowners. Not that that's a bad thing, but I didn't want to keep going into that pond, because in my first year, for example, I sold 10 homes. And very excited, it was a lot of work. I worked with a lot of buyers, but it was work that once I planted that seed, it didn't really pay off too much right in the future. So after I went and did all that, everything that goes into a sale, which is quite a lot, and build those relationships, it wasn't like the gift that kept on giving, right? It was kind of like a one and done type of situation. And with a number of years in the space, something that I can tell you is grow your sphere. Grow your sphere. Make sure you are working with the same group of people, hopefully repeatedly, over and over, and kind of grow your business like that, right? Something that's changed drastically in my business was, when I was younger, right? And I used to go and do all the traditional forms of getting leads. So I door knocked, called everybody, I Facebook ads, all of the above, right? And what worked for me was really, I used to put a lot of money into Zillow. So I used to put a lot of money into Zillow, into my little, marketing campaign, and that used to bring me new leads. So that was really cool, because I'll get new leads and then I'll go talk to people, build the whole relationship. You know how it is, right? So it's the whole, building the buyer brokerage relationship, nurturing that until the point that they buy. Some people buy, some people don't. It's a lot of work, right? Ton of work. So 11 deals in my first year, but it was a lot of work, right? And it didn't really amount to a lot of money. A lot of deals, not a lot of money. So nowadays, I really, instead of marketing in that form, or instead of putting a lot of money into these different avenues or platforms, what I do is I build relationships. I stay on top of those relationships, right? Nurture those relationships. So show up to birthday parties, right? Essentially a business development role. Go out for dinner from time to time. Go out for lunch from time to time. Get a drink. Build these relationships, because at least in my business nowadays, these key relationships within my sphere, so that's where we put it together, right? Building these relationships and growing my sphere has led for me to do repeated business over and over with the same people, right? So people that I already know, people that we've already have trust, so I don't have to go and do all the heavy lifting of all the initial getting to know the client and then talking and going and looking at houses. Nowadays, I've sold a house for, I sold this beautiful house in Hollywood for 730 and 730 something. Beautiful home, but the buyer didn't even see it. I mean, they saw it, after we had already closed, so everything was remote. But we couldn't have done this if the buyer didn't trust me with, with my eye and kind of my reputation and really having worked with me in the past, which is really the main part, right? Like, anyone can tell you someone's great, but if you worked with someone, then you know what you can expect, right? So very good things. Build relationships, grow your sphere, and present yourself as a real estate expert, right? So the main thing about this business is for you to keep learning. You gotta keep learning, gotta keep providing value. Now, if you can get by with other ways, then like more props to you. But this will work for me. So keep learning, right? If you keep learning, you keep being prepared for new opportunities when they arise. So keep knowing things so you can answer questions. Keep learning so you can just answer questions when people have them. And then answer questions here, answer questions there. You don't know who owns what. That's the main part. You don't know who owns what. And a lot of times for me, I love being the real estate guy to my vendors, right? The cleaning lady, the electrician, the plumber. The electrician and plumber make a ton of money, right? And the cleaning lady could have a business that, cleans, many houses, right? So, in many units. So these are very profitable businesses, right? So vendors make a lot of money. The guy that does the driveway, the guy that does the septic tank, the guy that does the roof, these are very, very, very lucrative businesses, right? All of the above. If you sell anything that pertains to real estate, chances are the business generates income, right? In a substantial number of it. The landscape gentlemen. All of these people are key members of your team, but also keep relationships, So get to know your vendors. I'll give you a great example. So and this, a little bit of both, the learning and the vendors. So, one of the cleaning ladies for one of my clients lives in Anchorage, Alaska, right? And she had a couple questions because she wanted to buy a lot. She had a thought about opening, buying a lot, opening up, putting a food truck business, sell some food. It was going to be great, whatever. So that was her thought. It was going to be fantastic. Gives me a call. Like, hey, Rodrigo, thinking about doing this business. It's going to be great, blah, blah, blah. So I talked to her a little bit, about how maybe the financing can work. I told her, hey, look, I don't know anything and I'm not legally licensed over there in Alaska. However, I can provide you the information of a very, very talented agent that can be able to help you out and be able to get you, all the information that you need and hopefully get that dream across the finish line, right? So I went ahead and connected her to a very qualified individual over there in Anchorage. It was fantastic. And yeah, so a couple, like maybe a month and a half later, he sends me a text. It's like, hey, we're in escrow, boom. So that got a little something in the front end, right? And then after that, once that that closed, and then they went ahead and bought a property, right? So she ended up selling her apartment and then buying a bigger apartment. And hey, I made a little bit on the front end, a little bit on the back end. And it's not a lot of money, but hey, a quick little referral by being and positioning yourself as being the real estate expert within the market help tons, in growing your sphere, talking to people, talking to your vendors, talking to people because you don't know who knows whom or who owns what. So if you're able to just position yourself, answer as many questions as you can, it will do you good. So just really build relationships, get to know people, talk to people, and talk to people about real estate. If people have questions, people always have questions. Answer the questions, take a minute. It's not that big of a deal, and it's gonna. I guarantee that it's gonna serve you wonders, within your business. Referrals. Get referrals. Get a lot of people to talk to you. And get some collateral, right? Business cards, cheap things, not a big deal. Maybe you could do a little ad here and there, a little flyer, but you know, it's all up to you. If you want to be very active on social media, brand yourself in that way, that's perfectly fine. I did that for a bit, and it all depends to what you're looking to do within your day-to-day business. I guess that's the best way to structure it, right? So create a business that you will want to, or a lifestyle that you will want to live, and go ahead and chase that. Because I've tried a little bit of everything at this point, really. And some things work with your lifestyle and some things don't. You know, I've been in very, very successful real estate brokerages that you have to be extremely active in the community and you have to be part of everything, and there's tons of social events and they're great, they're fantastic, but it all depends to what stage of life you're in. You know, I remember when I was younger and I could be active in so many different places, right? So I was active with the CAI, and I was super active with the board of realtors, and I'm here, I'm there, I'm in so many different you know, lunch and learns or different social events, different galas, there's parties, 80s themed, so many different, etc. But sometimes you just don't have the time for that anymore, right? Now I'm married, now I have a baby, so I can't really go and build my business through that. So you really have to take into account where you're at as an individual, as a professional, and build your business, you know, aiming towards the life that you want and the life that you want to have. But if I can summarize it in 3 strong things, it will be build relationships, grow your sphere, and keep learning. These are really the top 3 things I would say. That has served me well, and I hope that these, you know, these basic fundamentals will go ahead and serve you well as well. So please let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope this video provided some value. Click like, subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.